I've played hundreds of gigs as a professional musician in the last 5 years, while also dedicating my time to my family, my hobbies, and my business. The truth is, you don't have to choose between your responsibilities and the things you're very passionate about. You can actually enjoy both if you know what you're doing. So in this video, I'm gonna show you the exact 3-pillar strategy that helped me get good at drums, so you can do the same no matter what age you are. Let's get it. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the School of Chops YouTube channel. Hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any more videos. If you don't know who I am, my name is Zyck and I'm a full-time professional musician. And today we are gonna talk about the 3-pillar strategy that is gonna help you get insanely good at drums. What is the 3-pillar strategy? I'm glad you asked. Number 1 is structured and focused practice. Number 2 is active listening. And number 3 is performance analysis. And honestly, the key to becoming really good at your instrument is gonna be mastering step 3, because that's what's gonna help you advance your skills in weeks instead of years. This 3-pillar strategy is the exact strategy that I teach to my students who are 30, 40, and 50 plus years old. And by the way, if you wanna become one of those students and elevate your skills as fast as humanly possible, then hit the link in the description below to find out how you can work with me one-on-one. Now, let's jump into these strategies. Strategy number 1 is going to be your structured and focused practice. This one is number 1 because it is very important. You will not be able to elevate if you do not have structured and focused practice. Some of y'all probably be thinking, man, if I want to get good at drums, I got to practice 6, 7, 8 hours a day. And I'm here to tell you that that is not true. You do not have to do that. All you need is a structured and focused practice routine that is going to help you elevate with the time you have. I always tell my students, 1 hour of structured and focused practice is better than 7 hours of unstructured, unfocused, distracted practice. If you only got 1 hour and 30 minutes to practice a day, we have to make sure that that is the most effective and efficient practice time that you have. I always teach quality over quantity, meaning it's better to have good quality practice than it is to have hours and hours of trash practice. Remove the distractions. Don't be scrolling on your phone. Don't be practicing stuff you're already good at. Put yourself in a position to actually elevate and actually say, hey, I'm gonna take this time to work on XYZ thing. I only got 1 hour and this needs to be the most focused hour that I've had all day. And I promise you, if you can consistently take the time to work on your craft for short periods of time, overall, you will start to see a great increase in your playing. There's a bunch of different things that you can do to help hone in and make sure that your practice is structured and focused. Number 1, again, don't be playing stuff that you're already good at. Don't be sitting there just grooving on songs that you already know. Challenge yourself. Push yourself. Get a practice journal. Write down the things that you're struggling with. Write down the things that you want to get better at. Write down the things that you notice that other drummers can do that you can't do. And when you tackle these things, okay, I only got 1 hour and 50 minutes today. I'm going to work on this. This is the concept that I don't understand that other drummers seem to understand. I'm going to work on my independence. I cannot play independence well. For this hour today, I'm working on independence. I'm going to work on this new exercise that I learned from Zyck's YouTube channel because I can't play it, and I know that's going to help me with my independence and help me with my chops. This is how you push yourself, and this is how you build structured and focused practice. We gotta work on the things we're not good at. You are never going to be a good drummer if you keep working on stuff that you're already good at. I shouldn't even say working on, because you're not working on anything. You're just repeating. You're just repeating the same things over and over again, and that is not gonna help you grow. The only thing that is gonna help you grow is when you have structured focus on things that you're not good at. And over time, as you keep practicing, you're gonna get better and better and better. You don't really need hours and hours and hours of practice. You really need consistency. If you can consistently practice for 1 hour every single day and it's structured and focused, in like 1 month, you will have an unbelievable amount of results in your playing, and you will see so much progress because of the consistency. So I want to change your mind on something. I don't want you to think that you have to have so many hours and hours of practice, because I know people that practice for hours and they're not improving. Guess what? When I was in college, I was that person. Practicing for hours and not seeing any improvement really, really hurts. So just lock in on being structured and focused and having a consistent practice schedule. Even if you can only do Monday, Thursday, and Friday of the week because you got obligations and responsibilities, make sure you're consistent with that Monday, Thursday, and Friday. It's just like going to the gym, y'all. Consistency wins, and when you can consistently practice with structure and focus, you are always going to win. Pillar number 2 is active listening. Now, this is a big one because a lot of the times as drummers and as any instrumentalist, we like to watch videos online or listen to music and be like, wow, this drummer is so incredible. This drummer is so amazing. And you just being a fan, you just love it so much because we love drums. I've been there. I still do it now. But let me tell you how that can trip you up. If you only watch drummers from an entertainment standpoint, that is where a problem will settle in. You cannot only watch from entertainment. You have to turn your entertainment brain off and start to actively listen and analyze what they're doing and look at them from an analytical standpoint. This is going to put your mind in a position where, okay, why does that sound good? Why do I like what he's doing? What is he doing differently from me? And what is he doing to complement the music or complement the drum solo? How is he building the drum solo? What is he playing? How is he playing it? When you put yourself in a position to actively listen and become analytical, you're giving yourself information. You're noticing differences between this drummer, and that drummer. And you're noticing differences between that drummer and yourself, which will always put you in a place to where you can say, wow, I like what this drummer's doing here. I don't like what that drummer's doing there. And I like what that drummer is doing there. And now when you sit back behind the drums, it gives you a chance to say, ooh, this is how I want to approach this. This is how I want to go about this. I've heard something happen similar to this. I've seen something happen similar to that. And I want to execute it this way. So great places where you can practice active listening is, of course, when you're scrolling on Instagram and you're coming across your favorite drummers and you're like, wow, this guy's incredible. I'll never be able to play that. No, don't think about it like that. Wow, this guy is incredible. You know, let's say you're scrolling on Instagram and you see Zyck Freak. You're like, oh man, there's my guy Zyck again. Enjoy it. The first time you watch the video, I want you to enjoy it. Look at it and be like, wow, this is great. Like, Zyck is awesome. But when it plays again, now I want you to look at it through an analytical standpoint. Okay, what song is he playing? Why is he approaching it like that? Would I approach it like that? Why is he playing the drums that way? How is he holding the sticks? How is he striking the drum? You have to start being analytical and actively listening to what's going on. Another place that you can do this is when you're in the gym, when you're working out. If you're working out in the gym, if you're going on walks, put your favorite songs on, put your favorite band on, and listen to the drummer from an analytical standpoint. I want you to turn your ears on. Listen to how he sets the fill up for the next chorus. Listen to how he's accenting the horn lines or the vocal lines in the music. Really, really focus and listen for the differences. And this is going to put you in a place where you start to understand music and you start to understand nuances. Now, I know y'all... nuances. When you can understand nuances, then you'll start to understand certain genres and you'll be able to execute things so much better on the drums. Another great place to do is while you're driving. When y'all driving, you already listening to the radio anyway. So look, when you listening to the radio and you cruising down the street, put your favorite songs on and listen. A really good thing you can do is put your favorite bands on, but do the live set, okay? Look for them live in concert. Listen to them live in concert because that's going to give you a great interpretation of how they're approaching things and how they like to play things and the nuances they're using in these musical situations. This is just going to sharpen you and sharpen you more and more. I always tell my students, your ears are your eyes in the music world. So you have to use your ears for more than entertainment. Don't get me wrong. When I'm driving in the car, I love to listen to music and be like, man, I love this song. It's so good, right? But you have to take a second to just stop and pause and say, man, okay, why do I like this? You know what I mean? Really challenge yourself and ask yourself questions to try to understand exactly what's going down. And I promise you, you will see yourself elevating really, really fast when you start to listen what other drummers are doing and see how you can imply that in your own way. The last and final pillar in this strategy is performance analysis. This one is the most important. You have to analyze yourself in performance. If you're sitting in the practice room and you're working on your independence or you're working on your chops, you're working on your vocabulary, you're working on your drum solos, I cannot stress this enough. Record yourself. If you're running out of storage to record yourself on the camera, then record yourself using voice recording. Every phone on the planet right now has these features where we can record ourselves, whether it be by video or whether it be by voice recording. Record yourself. This is the best way for you to hear what you actually sound like. When you're sitting behind the drums and you're in performance or you're in practice, when you're sitting behind the drums and you're in performance or you're in practice, you never really truly know how you sound until you listen back to it. And this is something that I learned when I was in college. I was running into issues. This is something that I learned when I was in college, and it helped me skyrocket my playing, and it helped me correct issues much faster. If I'm in rehearsal and I'm playing something and I'm struggling with it, I listen back and I'm like, oh, I know why I'm struggling with that. I need to change this, this, and this, and it will sound better. Or it will be the other way around. I will be playing something super confidently thinking that it sounds great, and then when I listen back to it, I'm like, yo, that don't sound good at all. Like you got to change that, right? So being able to listen to yourself or watch yourself on video is going to give you an opportunity to critique your technique. It's going to give you an opportunity to critique the choices that you're making. And it's going to give you an opportunity to see how well you think you know this music. Because a lot of the times the camera will tell you a completely different reality than what you think you're doing. A lot of us may be playing a drum solo and we got our tongue out, we playing the drums. We think we're really doing good. And then we watch that video back and we telling everybody to take it down off Instagram because it is not as killing as we thought it was. So imagine if you could take advantage and record yourself in practice or record yourself in rehearsal in preparation for the actual show. Record how you look on the drums, record how you sound on the drums, and make those corrections as we go along. Listen to yourself as you're rehearsing. How do I fit into the ensemble? How am I complementing the ensemble? And when you can answer these questions and write down these notes and correct these things little by little, then you will find yourself getting better really, really fast. And this is going to get you to the point where you can execute these shows and execute these reps without even thinking about it. Because there's been times when I record myself, y'all, and I'm starting to notice that I'm making the same mistake over and over again on the same song in the same spot. But you wouldn't have noticed that if you weren't listening from an audience standpoint. When you record yourself, you're now making yourself the audience, right? And you're saying, oh, I don't like the way that sounds. I need to change that. You make the note and you go back and change it. So when you put your actual self in front of an actual audience, now you have the upper hand and you're in a position where you can say, hey, look, I know this sounds great and I dare somebody to say it doesn't. So when you get that set list and you practicing that music, set the camera up and record yourself playing the entire song. And I promise you, you're going to hear some things that you do not like. And I know this to be true because I play drums at a high level and I still record myself to this day and I still hear things that I do not like. After you do this for a while, you're going to get to the point where it's not necessarily bad what you did, but you just don't like the way it turned out or you don't like the way it came out, so you want to try it again. But recording yourself and doing a regular performance analysis is always, always, always going to elevate you as a player. And it's going to prepare you to sound better in live situations on the fly. So with all that being said, let's do a quick recap. Number one, if you can make sure that you have structured, focused, consistent practice, that is going to elevate you faster than you've ever elevated. Number two, if you could turn off your entertainment ears and turn off your entertainment eyes and start actively listening and watching these drummers and these instrumentalists from an analytical standpoint, that is going to skyrocket your progress faster than anything you'll ever know. I promise you. The moment I started doing that is the moment my playing started changing. And then of course, number three, performance analysis. You will never sound how you want to sound if you don't listen back to yourself and critique yourself. You are supposed to be your greatest critique. You are supposed to put yourself in a position where you dare someone to find something wrong with what you're doing on stage. If you can record yourself in rehearsal and record yourself in personal practice, I promise you, your playing is going to go to another level that it has never been. The moment I started doing this is the moment that people started noticing how good I was at drummers. Performance analysis is going to let you portray to others the drummer that you see yourself to be. You're finally going to be that drummer that you want other people to see you as. And that is an amazing feeling. So y'all, that is going to mark the end of this video. I don't want you guys to feel discouraged. No matter what age you are, you can still get better. You just have to be in good hands and have the right information to do it. If you like what you just learned, you like what you just heard, and you would like to work with me, hit the link in the description and we can work one-on-one and I can help you implement these 3 strategies so you can be the best drummer that you can possibly be, because that's what it's about. Y'all make sure y'all hit the subscribe button. We've been doing so great. We've been growing so fast. I thank y'all so much for all the support. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss any more drum tutorials. I will see you guys next time. Be blessed and keep pushing yourself. Zyck out. Peace.